Doers of the word. I believe we all understand what it all means by doers of the word. Is because many times we find we walk by faith, and the Bible encourages us a lot to walk by faith. But when you look at in the book of James talks a lot about doing it in actions. And how do we do it in actions? I think for the past devotions that I've been sharing, I think most of them have really been related to doing it in action. And when I look at the book of James, it talks about faith. Faith without action is dead. And I think when we see the stories of Jesus, and even all the way the stories of from the book of the Old Testament all the way to the New Testament, everything was all about doing it in action. James encourages us, and it tells us how can it look like for you to have faith, and maybe a brother comes to you or a sister comes to you, anybody comes around you, and this particular person is hungry, this particular person is maybe is naked, or maybe he has torn clothes and all that. Then when they come, you tell them, go away, it shall be well with you, it shall be well with you. But the person goes away. Maybe you had something, you could have helped that person, and then all of a sudden the person goes away hungry, no food, no nothing. And you find such kind of people, it is very easy for them even to give up. If at all they were even to grow in their faith might go down, because maybe they needed help and you were in a position to help them. I was reminded of a short story that I can share, and this was a story of a lady. This lady would come to church, like every now and then. The lady would come to church every Sunday, so she would come with her Bible. Then when she comes, she sits at the back of the church. Then after the service, the lady leaves and goes. After the service, the lady leaves and goes. Basically, it came to be known later on that this lady finally committed suicide, and with her Bible. And I think she had something she needed to be talked to, but she couldn't air it. And maybe she thought somebody need to realize I am not okay. So you never know how much she had been carrying all the way from home to come to it in the church. Then she goes back with the same baggage and feels I'm not that same person, and nobody seems to be noticing that I am not myself. So you can imagine faith without action. What does it produce? Faith without action produces no fruits at all. So we must be doers of the word in any way. I believe most of us, we understand when you do something good to somebody, you have done it by faith, not because you want to please anybody, not because you want to please the world, but to imagine that your faith has been shown in that what you did for somebody who was in need, somebody who was suffering somewhere, somebody who was going through a problem, and you attended to that person's need. You did something that helped that person to come out of their situation. So my encouragement is today is let us walk in faith, let us also walk in action. And at the end of the day, a lot also, you will find a lot taking place, many people changing. You will find people having peace in your community, people having peace, in the environment, both even at church. You just find people having peace. So I encourage you all, let us continue doing whatever we do. Let us do it in action, and not just say I am walking in my faith, but when people look at your faith, then they don't see that faith. It is contrary to your actions. May the Lord bless you and continue trusting in Him.